Okay, now what are you putting on OnlyFans? Welcome to this complimentary episode of What the fuck did I name this? Best Friends Bullshit Corner on the Outlaw Studios podcast.
Oh,
Anyway,
you made a name for it?
yeah, even a cool
You
little,
didn't even tell me.
a sweet little title card. I guess you'll have to go to the YouTube channel and watch the fucking video tomorrow
Oh shit.
when the first episode comes out. Anyway,
Right. Because you ain't never even put none of our shit up because you don't think I'm funny enough.
yeah, I mean, funny looking.
Oof.
But anyway,
That was that was a sad blow. That was not even a very well thought out one.
alright. Anyways, what are you recording and putting on OnlyFans?
Oh, I said I could probably do my little puppy dog, oh, whoa, 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 and make money on OnlyFans.
I gotta be honest with you. Given your pronouns and your current lifestyle, I think you would make bank on OnlyFans.
Right? I'm telling you.
Even the swath of people who wouldn't find you attractive but feel that they need to virtue signal by sending you money, you would probably make a decent amount of money.
All I want to do is make some money, bro.
And whether they find you attractive or not is totally inconsequential to
Irrelevant.
the situation. It's like when all those people were burning NWA CDs and Eazy-E said they bought them motherfuckers. They can do whatever they want with them.
That's exactly right. I feel very much a similar way.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you get the money, who gives a fuck?
That's right. I don't care if you think I'm attractive. In fact, I kind of hope you don't.
I'm sure Ryan does too.
Like, I mean, either way, I'm saying, like, somehow that gives me more power.
I can actually tell you from experience that Ryan also definitely hopes that you don't find her attractive.
Right.
Because Jordan said the other day, because I bring her one of those, they make them now, they're like the Reese's sticks, and they've got like the crisps in them.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah.
she said she really
The
liked them.
the nutrageous, that's what it's called.
No, not the Nutrageous. It's like
Not the nutrageous?
it's got like the crispy in it, like on a Twix.
Is that not the nutrageous?
No, there's no nuts in it.
It's a Reese's. It has
Yeah,
peanut butter.
yeah,
Peanut.
yeah. No, the Nutrageous is full of nuts. It's got peanuts in it.
Oh. Then what's that one? Because
I
that's
don't,
the one I've had.
I don't remember what it's called.
Ah, damn.
But
Alright, that's gonna bug
I
me, but
bring her.
okay.
I've brought her one like every day since then, and she's like, "Are you
Uh-huh.
trying to keep me fat?" I'm like, to be honest,
Yeah.
I find you attractive just how you are, and if I keep you thick enough, like right where you are, dudes under 30 at the very least
If I,
will
keep
be
you
warded off from trying to sleep with you.
if I can keep you thick enough.
If I can keep you right where you are, there is still a very large swath of men who will find you attractive. But the
And
really pain in
see,
the ass ones under the age of 30 will be like, nah.
and then you see there's me, and trigger warning in advance for eating disorder. But I possibly have one of those.
Still?
Still, I have not eaten a real meal in a long time. I eat, well, I like to call it girl dinner, um, because I'll eat parts of a meal, but not together, if that makes sense.
Well, you should.
It like keeps me eating because otherwise I won't eat anything.
Well, what I do is I don't eat all day.
Hmm.
I am on my dad's diet for the first 12 hours of the day. Coffee and cigarettes.
Uh huh.
It's really my dad and my mom's diet
Yeah, I
my
was gonna
entire
say
life.
you get that honestly,
Yeah,
both
coffee and
sides.
cigarettes all day long,
Yeah,
and then I'll
same.
eat dinner to an extreme.
Ah,
And Jordan's
yeah,
like, "What have you eaten today?" And I'm like, "Nothing."
right.
So we better find something for dinner.
See, and I'm like, what have you eaten today? And I'm like, nothing. Maybe I'll go eat a slice of bologna out of the fridge.
Well, are you going to eat Thanksgiving?
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know because,
Do you go to
you
your
know,
mom's?
so we don't go to my mom's,
You go to your
but
aunt's?
we will sometimes go to my grams, but my gram is my
125 years old.
no, she's young. She's only like 65.
I know. I saw her the other day. Well, not the other day, but you know,
I was gonna say, Jesus.
I saw
She
her last night.
gorgeous. She, she gorgeous. She gorgeous. She gorgeous, but she ditzy.
Oh yeah,
And
you come by it honestly too.
yeah, I do. No, she texted me and was like, "What are your plans for Thanksgiving?" And I was like, "I don't know," because usually what we do is we go up to Ryan's parents' house, because um, his family is up in Indiana, Pennsylvania, but they'll come down for Thanksgiving at his mom's house. But here's the kicker: his mom is a terrible cook.
Oh god, I hate that.
Yeah. And so like she'll like try to do like one part of it, you know what I mean? Like and she's rich though. So she'll do like one part of it and then she'll just like buy like already made mashed potatoes.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean? And like buy a thing of gravy and buy like pre-made stuffing or whatever. You know, like she just doesn't if there's no homemade Thanksgiving over there. But my gram texted me and was like, if you want, you can come by for Thanksgiving. We're eating 1 to 5. But she specifically said, you and Lila. So that means that
Oh wow, she doesn't like
uh,
Ryan.
none of them do. So,
Yeah.
it makes it a little bit more difficult to do things on the holidays.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did your family finally find someone they dislike more than me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're out of the doghouse. You get to be out in the yard.
Awesome.
Not
Wait.
allowed in the house yet. But
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I
you're no longer in the
I
doghouse.
definitely think I bought my way into the house a long time ago, but whatever. Fuck me then, right?
I mean, that's the way that works. So,
But
welcome to my family.
well, the upside is if everything goes right and we can get you out here by next fall, you might have a good Thanksgiving meal. And
Wouldn't
Ryan
that be
and
cool?
Ryan can come.
Oh, and then you know what else? Okay, so my stepdad's mom, so Randy's mom,
Mhm.
uh, lovely baker. She can bake with the best of them, right?
Mhm.
Her cooking is so sad.
Oh my god.
So sad. Like you're basically just waiting for dessert the whole time
Yeah.
because like the dessert she's going to knock it out of the park.
Turkey's dry.
But the
Mashed
turkey's
potatoes are
dry.
dry as fuck, lumpy.
Mashed potatoes are lumpy. The gravy tastes like cornstarch. Like the mashed potatoes, they're lumpy, but like even when you add the gravy in, like it doesn't make anything
It's
better
still not
because it's
enough to make a difference because the gravy
right,
sucks too.
right. And then the stuffing is super dry, but you can't put the gravy on it because the gravy tastes like cornstarch. And so there's just no saving it.
Oh my
But like
god.
the dessert, oh my, like she makes delicious pies. She does like an excellent, like excellent like eclair cakes, cobblers. She does cobblers, delicious. Her cookies, she makes a variety of cookies. So, but like the whole meal, you're just like, here's my like stuffing. I got one piece of turkey, you know, just
Jesus.
like your
They're all
plate.
they're all brie size servings.
Yes, very much so. And then the dessert, you're like, all right, now I'm ready. But she gives you the little plates for the dessert.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, we buy our pies, but that's one of the fucking things I'm so thankful for that even though my mother was a giant fuck up in many ways, I am so glad I was raised by a professional chef. So at least when food is made here, when I cook, it is good. It
See,
slaps.
I know how to make certain things of Thanksgiving dinner really well. Like I can make a bomb ass green bean casserole. I can make really good gravy. I can make really good mashed potatoes. But like And stuffing. I can do stuffing really well because I don't believe in using water. That's the number one rule on stuffing. I'm going to tell you right now. You never use water. You always use bone broth.
I don't make homemade stuffing. My kids won't eat it. I always just do. My kids love. Well, my daughter Rosie, she loves fucking.
Stovetop.
She loves stovetop.
And that is what I'm talking about. On the stovetop box, it says you use like a cup and a half of water.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. You use chicken broth or turkey broth.
I'll give it a shot.
And it makes it so much better. and and it's more filling.
I'm into it.
Yeah, it's tasty. But I can't make a turkey to fucking save my life. I've never tried. I've never attempted. The idea is so daunting. I just no.
You know what's retarded? Deep frying turkey.
Oh my god, I hate
That
those
is the
people.
best part about Thanksgiving, watching all the videos of fucking retards deep frying turkeys.
It makes me...
Because what they don't ever do, for some reason, they skip over the part of the instructions where it says to thaw the fucking turkey
You thaw
completely.
the fucking turkey.
Because if you don't, it's like throwing the world's largest chunk of ice into fucking liquid hot fucking grease. It's fucking stupid. That's why they always explode. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you've ever tried to put 2 fucking frozen chicken wings into fucking a deep fryer, it'll fucking overflow.
Right.
That's why you got to do them one at a time and give them about half a second for each one to set in before you put the next one in. You do not throw a block of ice this big into a deep fryer.
Ever. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Otherwise, you're likely to burn fucking half the skin off your goddamn body.
Oh, yeah. And destroy your yard.
Yeah. So unless you have a couple kids you really don't like and you want to have them throw it in there and say it was an accident, thaw the fucking turkey out, you jerk off.
Well, there goes everyone's plausible deniability.
Yeah. Or use a fucking oven like a normal fucking person.
Right. I mean, I've made like a whole... Have I made a whole chicken? I think I've made a whole chicken before.
It is the
exact
same process.
And it's gotta be the same concept.
Just bigger.
It just seems more daunting, you know?
It's really not. It's just about how long you cook it. It's like 20 minutes per pound.
Jesus Christ.
And we got 2 turkeys. Because we have 15 people coming this year.
Holy shit.
So we got a 17-pound turkey and a 15-pound turkey.
Oh, you know what's some major bullshit? And I'm about to talk ill on my own damn company, but I'm going to do it anyways. So Hershey usually gives out free turkeys to its employees. Or at least like a coupon thing you can take to the grocery store and get yourself a turkey, right?
Yeah.
Nope, not this year.
No?
Nope. Fuckers.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Cheap ass fucking... And you know what? It's all because, look, I am so anti-capitalist, but I'm going to tell you what the problem really is with my company. Isn't even that it's a capitalist fucking company. It's that the plant manager is an a-hole and a douchebag and a narcissist and an egomaniac. Because...
Am I your boss?
No.
Oh. Okay, no. I didn't think so.
Very close. Very close.
I wasn't sure.
But I'm going to tell you right now. My boss, okay. People can see, like, me, right? I'm going to show you. He has...
Oh, he's one of those dudes?
No. Douchebag middle school boy where you gel up the fucking front, you know, and it sticks straight up off your head. But the back here is flat.
Yeah.
Right?
The same shit I was doing when I was fucking 14.
Right. That shit that we all remember our middle school bullies doing that shit. And I'm gonna tell you, the second that I met this man, the second I met him, I was like, red flags on the field, red flag on the play. This man is my middle school / high school bully. Like, this man is no good. I already don't like him. I already trust zero things that he has to say to me. Like, I don't want to hear you talk, sir, because I'm already mad. Like,
Your face is bothering me. Please fuck
yeah,
off.
like 100% that feeling. And then he opens his mouth to say that all of us are getting our shit fucked up and our lives rearranged because, and now he won't say this, he won't say it, but we all know that it's because whenever he became plant manager, it was right before COVID. Now, during COVID, we did phenomenal. My company blew it out the fucking water during COVID and like the following year or two, right? So we were making record amounts of candy. Here's the problem. Any fucking idiot knows that you can't base your business model on what happens during a fluke pandemic.
Yeah.
Correct? Like, you know that you can't base your numbers off of that because that's a fluke. This is something that's just not part of the business plan. So you can't base your business plan on that. Now, what did this man do? Based his whole fucking business plan on that and was like, look at how much money I'm making for the company. You know, just like sucking his own dick hard, right? Like, this man is coming over and over again on his own self and loving it, right? And the company is just like, this is phenomenal, we love it, phenomenal, all the way up until this year, whenever those record numbers drop back down to pre-pandemic numbers. And he was still pumping out record amounts of candy, but not selling it.
Yeah. Wow.
So now we are in the red. Is it our fault? No. Is it his fault? No. It's the consumer's fault.
All right.
What?
All right.
What?
And
weird, then this man, I shit you fucking not, mansplained supply and demand to us.
I'm into it.
Wrong, by the way. Mansplained supply and demand wrong. To prove that it was the consumer and not him that was to blame for this. He also blatantly told us that inflation is about 20% higher than the raise that they gave us this year. The raise that was a record high raise that they gave us because inflation is record high. Funny, because they gave us I think it was a 4 or 5% raise, but inflation is 40% on groceries.
Yeah, my dad.
And you're like, you just told us that you fucked us. What?
My dad, he's paying for Thanksgiving this year, so he wanted me to give him a list and how much it was going to cost.
Oh my god.
I told him it was going to cost about $200 for everything, and he looked at me. He's like, "It's really going to cost that much?" I'm like, "Bro, have you been to a grocery store lately?" Yeah,
It's insane, bro.
that's
It's
low
nuts.
end. That's buying store
Yeah.
quality shit.
Yeah, that's buying no name brand, not a
Yeah.
single fucking name brand. And then he tried to tell
Like, I
us
got a
all,
Butterball turkey. That was the most expensive thing I got.
right? Like, he literally said to us that we needed to, how did he explain it? That the consumers are able to buy less products. And so what are they going to take out of their carts? Sir, Twizzlers were never in their cart.
Yeah.
Twizzlers were never in their cart. And if they were, it was out the second it touched the cart. Because no, I'm not paying for this.
Because their kid grabbed it and threw it in there?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no one's doing that shit. I don't understand. I don't
Yeah,
understand
no,
people who are so fucking stupid and think they're fucking brilliant.
you guys will make the least eaten candy that is created.
Right.
Like if you got rid
And
of the regular Twizzlers and you just made like the strawberry twist ones, you might have something going.
the strawberry twist ones are the regular ones.
No, I mean the pull aparts.
The pull-and peel?
Yeah,
That's what it's called, is pull-and peel.
whatever. They're fucking
The twists are the regular ones.
whatever. The pull and peels. Those are the good ones.
It's where all our money comes from, literally. And it's fucking hilarious because they just keep putting money into shit that is not going to get us money.
Hey.
And I'm like, I could run this business better.
You remember how last week my cat was sleeping on a plate? He's found a better place to sleep now. You ready?
Oh,
ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, a bowl, of course.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
My giant mixing bowl.
That makes way more sense. I'm proud of your cat.
Little bastard.
I am so proud of him. He's making the right choices.
We almost had another one.
What?
Because someone that I know posted up that their mother-in-law has a stray cat staying at her house because the owners left town and just left him.
Oh.
But she's allergic. So we were going to take him because though having this many cats is a giant pain in the ass, the house has felt a little emptier ever since Jess died. So, because we've had 4 cats for so long.
So why you not get cat?
Because the woman's niece ended up taking her. Well, him.
Oh.
So. But
I
they're
don't
not
have
sure it's
any
going to work
fellow
out. So
animals.
they said if it doesn't work out, they'll let me know.
Oh. Alright. I don't have any girl animals. I refuse.
Yeah, I mean,
I've had girl animals in the past. They're fucking awful.
she was the best animal we had. She kept the boys from fighting.
Oh, not mine.
Like my orange one likes to attack the gray one.
Oh.
The one who's sleeping on the oven door right now.
Uh-huh.
He's got one eye. Because like within a month of him getting here, Simba bit him right on the face.
What
So
a brat.
he's got one normal eye and one completely milky eye that he cannot see out of.
Poor baby.
But like when Simba would go after him, Jess would literally jump on Simba's back and with her mouth grab him by the scruff of his neck and put her paws on his so he couldn't move.
Well, what about your other third cat?
Oh, that one? The white one?
Yeah.
He's just a lazy fuck.
Oh.
And the other cats know not to fuck with him because he's twice the size they are.
Oh.
And he's old and fucking crotchety.
Ah.
So they have tried before and he puts them down immediately.
I hope to one day be old and crotchety enough to be left alone.
Yeah. But like they'll go after the dog sometimes.
Wow.
And the dogs are big, obviously. They're fucking pit bulls. And it's a fucking solid argument that pit bulls are not that dangerous because they could eat all 3 cats without any issue whatsoever. But they just take it. Like, Bronson here, the big one, he's got fucking scratches and scars, like, all over him. Because eventually, if Bailey won't take it anymore, Bronson will not fight back unless Bailey is in the room because Bailey's been here long enough that she will go back at them. She'll, like, nip
Which
at them.
Which is funny as shit because I actually have scars from saving Bailey from my cat.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she learned her lesson at your house.
And Bailey ran away was the best part. My cat was the attacker.
Yeah, no. But I think once she got back here, she decided she wasn't going to take it anymore. So she will, like, nip back at them and bark and, like, cause a ruckus. And when she does, though, it incites Bronson to stand up for himself. But he tries to take it too far.
Oh.
And then I gotta, like, scream and, like, stomp in their direction and, like, kick dogs away and shit. Because even though I know the cats are the ones picking the fight, I know that it gets dangerous if the dogs start fighting back.
Right. They will be the one to lose the fight.
It'll be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
So, I have to grab the dogs and, like, toss them into their fucking kennel for, like, 20 minutes until everybody's calmed down. Mostly me.
I mean, you know my mom's dog, Gil, right?
Mm-hmm.
The pit bull.
Yep.
He is absolutely terrified of basically everything. Like he's the biggest baby that's ever been, and my grandparents have Yorkies,
Yeah.
and when they come over and they bring their Yorkies, he hangs his head and goes and stands in the corner.
That's
Because they
awesome.
jump at him, like at his face. They'll snap up under here and they'll snip at his nose, and he's like, I'll just see myself to the corner until y'all are done. And that's it. He doesn't come out of the corner until they leave.
Nice. Oh, so me and the guys we're working a couple different things out that we're gonna try and do in the future, probably in the next year. One of them
Oh,
is like a special podcast we do every couple of months, where we would go to like abandoned places throughout the state and set up the table and the equipment, and we
you
would
know I'm
record
in
there,
on that.
and then we'd like make it like a highly polished like 2 hour feature episode. So like we'd get like a half hour of us podcasting, then like a half hour of us looking around the place,
Ooh.
and then like another half hour of podcasting, then some more looking around, and then a wrap up. And we
Mm-hmm.
just like we'd stay for the night because it you get a better fucking feel of shit that way. So
Well, I just want to point out that every ghost hunter show has the one person who's like afraid of ghosts, and I
why do you
could
think I'm
in
talking to
fact
you?
be that person for
Why do you think I'm
you.
talking to you?
Yeah,
So if you want to, I mean, this one's open to anybody who's involved with this. So
I
if
like
you want to
it.
do
I
one or
like
all
it.
of them, that's up to you.
I like it.
And then the other one, we're gonna do an audio drama that's not connected to the books. It'll be like a second, like a separate universe inside of our bigger fucking media universe, and it's gonna be a zombie apocalypse story. So
Interesting.
me and a buddy are working that out. So
Well,
if
you
you
know, there's a few places around here you could go.
well this will just be audio centric. Um, it'll be like a scripted written thing, and then we would all record our lines.
I mean, for the
Oh yeah,
abandoned
yeah,
shit.
okay, yeah. Our
There's some cool
first one,
places around here.
well, the first one we're gonna do is this place. It's called Yellow Dog Village. It's been abandoned since the mid 2000s, so it's all the houses are all still there. It's like two
Where is
blocks.
it?
Um,
I've never heard of that.
I'm gonna look it up right now, but it's
Ryan, do you have a cigarette?
For the rest of this one.
but all the houses are still there. It's like 2 blocks, but it's all overgrown and shit. I mean,
Dope.
they do tours and shit, and it's owned by somebody, so we're gonna have to get approval to do it. But
Oh.
I think it'll be a fucking cool one to do. Let's see.
I mean, there's like
It's in
the
Katanning.
where?
Katanning.
Never heard of it. I can't see that. It's a phone screen. It's all white.
You got it now?
No, but I see the picture and it looks creepy and cool.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I
That's what the inside of the houses look like.
like it. Oh, bro. But like with it being like something that you have to get permission, like that's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a pain in the ass, but it'll be worth it. Because if we just
Um,
go there and set up our podcast equipment and then someone shows up, it's going to be a real pain in my balls if I have to load it all back up and then we have to leave.
right. I mean,
Because
there's
since it's totally abandoned and the roads aren't like accessible, you can't drive on them or anything. I kind of just thought we'd set up the podcast equipment in the middle of like the road and we could just record right there in the middle of the road
I like it.
and then, explore the whole town. I think it would be cool as fuck.
That would definitely be fun as shit. There's like the oh fuck, what's it called? It's right near me. It's like an hour away. And it's the inspiration for Silent Hill.
Oh, Centralia?
Yeah.
Yeah, problem is there's only one house left there.
Yeah.
They've already torn all the rest of them down.
Which does suck.
Yeah, it's a pain in the balls. It's bullshit. And
I don't know why they'd be doing shit like that.
they completely covered up the graffiti highway.
Your cat fell.
So the highway's not even there anymore.
What?
Yeah, they covered up the graffiti highway.
Why the fuck would they do that?
Here, this is a full shot of the town.
It's all rainy.
Yeah, I know.
Pretty cool though.
Yeah, I think it'd be a cool thing for all of us to do.
I didn't know they covered up the whole graffiti highway.
Mm-hmm. They put it under like 10 fucking feet of dirt.
What the fuck? For what reason?
Probably to keep hooligans away.
It's not gonna keep hooligans away.
Yeah, I know. But
Hooligans will show up
I mean, we're
in
hoping
hooligan style.
uh-huh. We're hoping to start that probably mid next year. I gotta collect a bunch of extra equipment to do that because I want to get professional cameras. I want it to look good. I'll have to get a generator because we can't run our equipment off of nothing.
Right. I mean, that's gonna be. I feel like that's so close to like our teenage dreams
Exactly.
that I feel like I've got to be a part of it. Because if I'm not, that's just hurtful to me. Because
And
that's my teenage dream,
I think
as Katy Perry would say.
that type of content will get us a lot more views.
Oh yeah.
Like on YouTube, if I spend like a month afterward highly polishing it and making it look professional, I think it'll get us a lot more views, a lot fucking more traffic, and then maybe by the second or third year of doing it, we'll have a budget and we can go other places.
And I've got all my witchy knowledge.
Yep, and I've got all my supernatural knowledge.
As do I, sir.
I'll make sure to bring all the salt.
Very important.
Giant bag of
Highly
salt.
important. Giant bags of salt and a lot of white candles. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Shotgun shells full of rock salt.
Very important next step.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, did my thing break?
But yeah, I figure a year or two on pretty much no budget, we should be able to at least bring in some money, and then maybe we could go other places outside of Pennsylvania after that.
Yeah, it'd be pretty dope. I mean, we could still go to places outside of PA, but like they'd have to be closer to like the border. Like we could go to like Virginia or like West Virginia, I mean.
Oh yeah, I know, but there are places that I've wanted to go to for like ever that like we're not going to get permission for unless we've got like a following and we can back it up. Cuz like there's the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. I've always wanted to go there.
You know where I want to go?
Huh.
I want to just spend some time on the Appalachian Trail.
That seems dangerous.
Yeah.
A lot of people die there.
Yeah.
That might just be a me and you trip. I don't know if I'd be able to convince everyone else to do that.
Right. I mean, but that's something.
We may be doing that with GoPros.
I mean, yeah.
And it would be hard to bring the podcast table with us.
Which is okay. What do we really need but GoPros, you and me, and some rock salt?
Maybe a couple horses.
I mean, I don't want to spend too much time. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, but if we want to take some stuff with us, we probably need to bring a horse or two to carry some shit.
Bring four-wheelers.
That's a lot of noise. We could record while riding horseback. We could not record while riding four-wheelers.
You know a bunch of people who would lend you horses? Because I don't.
Well, no, that's why it would be later on when we have a budget and we can either rent or buy horses.
Nuts.
Add cowboy hats.
Yo, did you just see that?
Was it a cat?
What was that? That was my cat. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
What was that?
I have no idea.
What the hell?
I didn't even see it. I think you're getting all like worked up now.
It's the spirits.
Jesus Christ.
No, but have fun. I don't know. I feel
I
like
had a feeling you would be into the idea.
I
We've
do. You know.
we've been talking about doing at least somewhat this sort of thing for basically our entire friendship.
I mean, my whole
Basically since
life.
Supernatural premiered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like
I mean, there was a
always,
portion there where we were going to be Sam and Dean.
I mean, yeah.
Which actually works out better now because you look less like a girl. So,
I'm looking a little more Deanie.
no, you definitely would not be Dean in this situation.
I'm not tall, and I don't have long, luscious hair.
No, but you could have luscious Sam hair.
Mm,
Your hair does still grow like a woman, so you could just get it cut in a Sam fashion.
doesn't yours as well?
No, not really.
Your hair don't grow?
I mean, no, not really. And also, I got this going on, so even if it did grow, it wouldn't look great.
You just look like your dad.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta get me some of that keep shit so I can try and keep the hair that I already got.
What's that?
It's like a men's supplement. It helps you
Oh.
from losing your hair and helps you grow some of it back.
Interesting.
Apparently it works like real well. My little brother's been using it for years. And he hasn't lost his hair yet, and he definitely would have had he not been taking it.
I mean, isn't he only like 20 something?
He's 27, dude.
Yeah, you don't lose your hair at 27. How old are you, Boomer?
I'm 31, but
Right.
my hair was only about half an inch further up when I was
Yeah,
25.
that's all you need to look like it's
It
normal.
started here.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
It never
I had
started
a regular
there.
hairline.
You always had the same kind of hairline as me.
Yeah, that's straight.
No.
It's fairly straight. I have been losing my hair progressively since I was 16.
This is where it would be if it was straight.
Whatever. Point is, I've been progressively losing my hair since I was 16.
Wow.
Yeah. I also have a small bald patch in the back.
You're a son of a bitch of a father.
Yeah, I know. My mother's fucking father had a full head of hair till the day he died. Son of a bitch.
Wow.
Hopefully he's rotting in hell right now with his fucking perfect hair because he was a fucking dirtbag.
I mean, yeah, amen. Amen to that.
Good things always happen to the worst people. That's why I don't bother playing the lottery because I know I won't win.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
I won the genetic lottery on being attractive and white, so I'm not going to push my luck.
Oh,
And
I win no lotteries.
in the facial hair category, I definitely won the lottery.
I mean, I think that's the biggest bullshit of it all.
I grow a
How
luscious
can you
fucking
have
beard.
like so much beard hair and it just doesn't
I know. It's not even
migrate
just
up to
beard
the
hair,
top?
bro. It's everywhere.
I know.
This
You're
is what
like
my
one of
whole
those
body
hairy
looks like.
individuals.
You
I know,
should
I don't
see my
understand
back right now.
I don't understand it.
I don't either.
Like, obviously you have the hair growing genes.
I don't know what it is. They say, I don't know if it's just bald motherfuckers trying to make themselves feel better, but it is said that if you have higher testosterone, you lose your hair sooner.
No.
That's literally, I've read it multiple times.
The higher the testosterone, the more body hair you have.
No, body hair. But the hair on your head comes out faster the higher your testosterone is.
Oh, really?
That's what I've heard. And I've read it at medical websites too, not just motherfuckers on Twitter.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is. It's bizarre. Start
But,
taking
I was actually just
start
thinking
taking
about
high
that.
doses of testosterone and tell me if your hair starts falling out. Because I have actually seen multiple transgender men who are losing their hair because they're taking tea. So
I'm sure. I do have high levels of testosterone. I actually know that from of all places, my fucking gynecologist.
your clit's like this big. It's basically a little dick. Oh, gross.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah.
No,
Well, maybe if I
but
wasn't
that's
drinking so much.
uh, but no, that's like a thing. Like my fucking But when was that? I got tested for something or other, like while I was pregnant, I think, or something. And they were like, "Oh, well, you do have higher levels of testosterone," and I was like, "Isn't that something y'all we should be a little concerned about?"
Is that why my boobs are so small?
I was like, is this explaining anything? No, no one said a damn word about it. They just swept right over it.
Imagine if you got like your hormones like fucking leveled out and you got normal amounts of estrogen and normal amounts of testosterone and you ended up with like triple D titties.
Oh my god, I would kill
It's like
somebody.
this whole time I've been suffering from small titty syndrome just because you guys don't know how to do your goddamn jobs.
And it would make me so mad at this point in my life,
Because it's
you
too late.
know?
It's too late for it
Right.
to matter.
Right. It's too late for it to matter, but also it does matter, but in like a way that I wouldn't want it to.
Hello. He's actually at work right now. Yeah, go ahead. Will do. Thank you. Bye.
Who is this he that they're trying to call you for?
Me.
I love that.
I didn't make my internet payment, my promise pay for down the shop,
Uh,
and I knew that's why they were calling, so I just avoided it altogether.
I love that for us.
I figured I'd save myself the trouble of coming up with an excuse.
Yeah, I personally am a huge fan of that.
Yeah, I already
I'm
did
gonna
that
start
last week.
answering the phone and saying that to people. I've never done that, but I feel like I want to now.
Yeah, you
I
should.
feel like that would be fun.
It feels good.
I'm sorry, they're at work right now.
It gives you half a second where it doesn't feel like you're behind on your bills.
Right, because it's not me, it's
Yeah,
somebody else, and they're at work right now working on it.
it's him. I don't know who I am, but he is at work.
Right.
Hmm.
It's not me, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, I pay my bills. I'm not a dirtbag. That other guy, he's a fucking
Oh,
scumbag.
what a real pain.
You shouldn't trust him to do anything.
I'm real upset that I'm even tied to him at
Like, this
all.
is bullshit. I don't even know why I have his phone.
Oh, that's funny.
You think that bitch was on the other end like, this is definitely him.
Oh, 100%. 100%. She was like, this is a cell phone.
He thinks he's fooling somebody, but he's not. Like,
Why would somebody else have his cell phone?
this is retarded. Why are we playing this game?
I
Fuck
see what
you.
you're up to, and I don't believe it.
I
But,
see your game and I don't appreciate it.
but I'm going to tell you that there's nothing I can do about it, so you win this round.
I can't tell you that you're lying, otherwise I'll get in trouble. So,
You win the battle, but not the war.
yeah, you're gonna pay the fucking bill. Or you're not, and we're gonna turn it off, one or the other.
Yeah, one way or another. You're going to lose, so I'll let you have this one.
Fuck you.
Wouldn't
She just clicks the button to turn my internet off right after we hang up the phone.
that be some shit?
Yeah, she still doesn't win in the end because I'm not at the shop, I'm at home, so. And my home internet is paid. Otherwise, my kids would be pissed.
Right?
They gotta have their streaming services.
100%. 100%.
If we have no internet, Ollie can't watch Booba. And he's currently watching Booba.
That's very important.
He's literally been laying in the same spot watching Booba all day. I don't even know if he's alive.
I'm
I'm
happy for
assuming he
him.
is. Yeah.
Well, you know, your dogs might alert you.
Yeah. Are you knitting right now?
Crocheting, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
Grandma.
basically. I mean, I'm just a little homesteader living in an apartment,
I don't know
painting
that.
everything.
I don't know, bro. I don't think the way you currently live works as a homesteader.
Correct.
Yeah, I feel like
Tis the point.
you would look off in a homesteading situation.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I think you're not seeing what homesteading is now.
Well, just because hippies have taken over the idea of homesteading doesn't make it right.
I mean, it basically does. I mean,
No.
hippies were the original homesteaders, if you're being real honest. We started all the communes, and what is a homestead if not a commune?
Well, no. Pilgrims were the first homesteaders,
I mean,
and they
in the
definitely
most
weren't hippies.
in the most base level, yes. But I'm saying like as like a cool thing.
I feel like it
Hippies
was
created
probably cool
that.
then.
No. No,
It
you
was
didn't want to
actually
be a homesteader. You wanted to have people to take care of your shit for
it
you.
was actually probably cooler then than it is now
No. Homesteading
because
was not cool. That was just the way life worked.
back then
If you
you could
didn't do it,
literally you could just claim land and call it a day. It's yours.
right, so it's not very cool to do that because it's
It
just
was way
whatever.
cooler.
Everyone was doing
If I
it.
could fucking just go and walk on a piece of land and be like, "This is mine. I own it," that'd be great.
What I'm saying is, nowadays, that would be dope. But back then, everyone was doing it, so it wasn't that cool.
It actually seems weird that we can't still do that,
I agree.
given the amount of uninhabited land that's still on in this country.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
it's a little bizarre.
It makes me sad. It makes me sad. There's a lot of land in a lot of places that isn't claimed that would be cool.
I think we should just tear it all down, all of it, tear it all
I
to the
mean,
ground.
yeah, yeah, I stand by that.
Yeah,
Tear it all down, start it all over.
yeah.
Let's do
I
this
was
better.
I was watching. What the fuck was it? You ever seen that show Yellowstone?
No, I've never actually seen it.
Well, they did a prequel series. It was called 1882, I think, and it was about the family when they first were like going across the country to found where their new home would be. And one of the guys, he wasn't part of the family. He was the one they hired to get them there, and he was an old man. And he just stops at one point, and he's just like sitting in a field, like looking out, and he's talking to himself, but he's really talking to his dead wife, who, died right before he left.
Oh,
And
sad.
somebody was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Just taking one last look at it before it's all taken over." And I'm like, I feel that. I feel like it all looked way better before we built big ass cities and all the fucking nonsense that's here now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I feel like the gold rush was the beginning of the end of America.
Yeah.
You know, like our move to the west coast was the beginning of the end.
I think I was born 200 years too late.
I think I was born.
You were born in the only century where it would have worked out for you.
I mean, yes and no. Yes and no.
If you
Because
were
if
born
I
like
were born
300 years earlier, you would have been burned at the stake as a witch.
no, because if I were in the right are born in the right society. So like if I were born into the Native American society, right? If I was
Okay,
Native
let's
American
make things
300 years ago,
let's
would have
go
been
with things
fucking
that let's go with
dope.
things that aren't true that we're now adding to history. This
What are you
Native
talking
American
about?
two-spirit nonsense.
Well, there's that one, but there's also like there's a bunch of them. It was like a thing because those were like your spiritual people. Those were your people that you could trust their opinions on shit because they weren't coming at it from like the masculine or the feminine.
It just seems odd that we're all just now hearing about this.
But we aren't just now hearing about it. They were in books hundreds of years ago. They were in books decades ago. We're just now talking about it. Like, those were facts way before now. It's just now they're facts that people know about. But beyond the point, my point being that, like, being born into a Native American community 300 years ago, no matter what gender I identify as, would have been dope because I would have been born into America before we fucked it up.
Actually, come to think about it, I feel like being born as a Native American 300 years ago probably wouldn't have been great.
Well, what would that put me at? What year would that be?
So 1723.
Okay, I still would have been all right for a few years.
The whites got here in 1492.
Yeah, but we weren't like doing all that nonsense until like pretty late into the 1700s.
Yeah, I mean, there were people here killing the Indians a long time ago. I mean, the Vikings were here way before that.
And we weren't killing the Indians.
The Vikings killed a shit ton of Indians before they left.
No, we had trading posts with them, and we didn't want to take their land. We were fucking on the oceans and shit. There's actually, I just watched a documentary like a few months ago about it. How they found, like, a Viking and Indian trade post that was still, so a lot of them were like, a lot of people were like, oh, well, you can't say that because just because they came and traded with this group one time doesn't mean anything. But they actually found a trade post that was like a permanent trade post that had like permanent structures and shit to prove that the Vikings did come through here to trade with the Native Americans on a regular enough basis to have a permanent structure for it. So we wouldn't be killing off their people and shit if we were trying to trade with them. Which, by the way, I actually do have, I traced it all the way back, my bloodline, my ancestry. So if anything, I wouldn't have been an Indian. I wouldn't have been Native American. I would have been Viking. Which would have been pretty dope.
Yeah. I'd have been Viking or Irish. So... awesome either way.
Yeah,
It explains the drinking, at least.
What's funny is that, like, I live very much in, like, this middle ground where I'm trying to make everyone get along all the time, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I live in a middle zone where I'm like, you're not right, but you're not wrong. And you also are not right, but you're not wrong. Let's come together and not be right and not be wrong together and figure out what the right is. And my ancestry dates specifically to Switzerland.
Oh, well, that makes sense. The world's biggest pussies.
Here we are.
The world's biggest vaginas.
But it's funny because my whole family came from there. Like, all the Kephart side of my family came from there. And when we came here, our name was Gebhardt, but that's besides the point. Tracing it back, all the Kepharts, there is one Kephart in each and every war that we have had up until the more recent ones. So, like, the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, like World War One, World War Two, like all of them. There's a Kephart in every single one. And I'm like, how in the fuck did we come from? We don't want to do war. To like, let me fight in everyone.
Well, you mean, how did you go from we want to fight in everyone to we're vaginas?
No, because we came from Switzerland. The Kepharts.
Oh, the Kepharts. I was
directly from Switzerland.
Because Vikings were in like a lot of wars too.
Well,
like,
yeah,
pretty much
it kind of went like,
yeah,
like war and pillage. Hey, let's
The Vikings, like, really, really liked war. It was, like, their favorite thing to do.
Right, and then somewhere along the way, they moved to Switzerland, and we're like, we don't need to do all that. And then ended up back over here where we're like, every war.
Yeah, like, at that time, at least in a general sense, not an exact time, but whites and Asians really liked war. Like,
I mean,
Vikings
yeah.
and, like, Genghis Khan, they were doing damage.
Yeah. I
Did you
mean,
know that, like, I can't remember what it was exactly? There's, like, a humongous, like, in the double digits percentage of the population who can trace their roots back to Genghis Khan because he raped and impregnated so many women.
Jesus Christ.
Like, he had, like, hundreds of children and then, like, thousands of grandchildren, and it's just, like, expanded since
Why would
then.
you even want that?
I mean, it's not like he took care of them afterward.
Right, but like, why would you even want that?
I mean, man's
'Cause
job on
those,
this earth is to spread his seed.
but those children are not going to like be good.
I mean, one would assume that most of his descendants probably are.
I'm saying like okay,
What if we
so
took it back and every single person who's in prison for a violent crime right now could trace their roots back to Genghis Khan? That'd be outstanding.
right, wouldn't that be top tier? I
And
would
the
love to
rest of
find
them
that
can
out.
trace back to, like, being a member of the Hitler family.
Right?
That would be great.
That'd be fucking hilarious. I would be excited to see that. Will
That'd
you
be
roll me a
fucked
cigarette,
up.
please? I think you just said no.
That'd be amazing.
That was rude. But anywho, no, my point was like, okay, so like you go about raping and pillaging, as they did. But like
Well, yeah, it's pastime.
if your plan was to like produce so many babies, the world would just be overrun with like your genetics, your legacy, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I think that was
Though
probably the point.
but like that doesn't make sense though, because those kids are going to be traumatized because their mothers were traumatized and they're not going to treat them the same way. And then they're going to grow up maybe without a parent, without any parents, maybe without anything to like push them to like be productive members of society, you know? And then what? Now you've just created a legacy of criminals?
I've got to be honest with you. I really don't think he thought that much into it. Like, I can't imagine he really gave a fuck.
But why?
And
Why?
also,
Like, why would you not? If you're going to create a legacy, why wouldn't you want your legacy to be good?
up until about, like, the last 50, 60 years, people weren't that concerned with the trauma that children face growing up.
I mean, how not? Because it changes who you are as a person when you're an adult and you're making adult decisions.
Okay, and look at it this way: if you're the kind of person who thinks that a fun time is wiping out thousands of people and then fucking and impregnating their wives,
Uh-huh.
do you think he's super concerned that the children produced are gonna be traumatized? Because
Well,
I don't
no.
think he is, or if
Well,
they're gonna be
no.
good people.
No, and I hear what you're saying, but I'm saying that, like, what's the idea behind that? Like, because they're just going to end up off in themselves. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to make it if you're that kind of person. You know what I mean? How are you going to come into power whenever you're poor and don't even have enough money to eat, or like you grow up in a situation where your parents might fucking kill you before you even reach adulthood? You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of people have grown up poor and they're fine. Look at me, I'm perfect. But I mean, like, if you're producing thousands of them, or even hundreds, some of them are going to turn out fine. And
You
also,
think?
not every child who's produced out of rape is hated by their mother.
When it's like
I can
that,
think of a
yeah.
few examples.
No, you can't because nobody that you know had their husband murdered in front of them and then beaten all to hell, possibly like damn near to death, and then raped on top of it, and then raped enough that they got pregnant.
Dude, shit
Like that
happens.
person is not going to want that child. Like that's just basic survival. You don't want to raise that horrible person's child.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's where we differ because I don't think you should blame a kid for their shitty fucking conception.
It's not about blaming the kid. It's about the chances that that kid is going to end up like them.
I don't think behavior's even remotely mostly genetic.
I mean, that's nature versus nurture.
I think mostly nurture has to do with it.
And I think there's
Look
a
at
lot of
every serial
nature.
killer that's ever been fucking created. They have been created. Like 90%
Sure.
of the time, it was shitty upbringing that made them what they were.
Thank you. I mean, sure. But there are also like there's a lot about like genetics because look at my brother. He was not raised by my mom. He was not raised in the same situation as I was. But are we or are we not? Basically the same fucking person.
I would actually say he's a bit more femmy than you are, but
But you see what I'm saying. Like
yeah,
we have a
you
lot of the
guys weren't
same.
you weren't raised in the same household, but you guys were together a lot.
No. Not a lot. Like not like siblings, you know? Like it was like maybe like I'd see him. I mean, growing up at least, like when we were like little kids, maybe once every few months.
Hmm.
And then whenever I was probably in like middle school, that's when we started seeing each other more regularly. But like up until then, it was like not very much.
Yeah.
So like nature has a lot to do with it.
Sure, it has a lot to do with some things, but I mean, you never once hear about a serial killer's kid committing murder unless it's with their parent and their parent has raised them that way. You never hear about like a serial killer's kids. The serial killer gets caught, goes to prison, and then eventually their kid gets caught committing murder. It doesn't happen ever.
That does happen,
I've
and it
never once
actually
read that
happens a lot
story.
with that happens a lot with rapists. Actually, there's a lot
That
of
happens
that.
more.
So you can't tell me that shit ain't genetic. And I don't know that I would want to raise a little rapist baby.
Well, I mean, I guess you'd probably have to do your best to make sure your kid doesn't grow up to be a rapist.
Right. And how do you promise that?
I mean, nothing's promised. I mean, you could raise a rapist and never rape anybody in your life. That's just life. That's the risk you take when you have children.
I don't like that.
That's the risk you take, man, when you have kids.
I don't like the unknowns.
They could grow up to be fuck ups, and there's not much you can do about it.
Bah. Bah humbug. I don't like it. I don't like it. Because I feel like there's no way. What do you say? I don't know. In this day and age, what do you say to your kids to make them good people? Like you either want to be or you don't want to be.
Well, what my mother did, which has worked out pretty well for the most part, is she, basically shoved fucking true crime down my throat. And
My mom did that too.
I've seen what happens when you do dumb shit like take candy from someone in a van, or you commit
That's
a petty
to keep
crime
yourself
and then
safe.
or you commit a crime, like a petty crime, and it turns into something awful.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Or
but
like
at the end of the day,
the
you have
after
to want to
effects
die.
of raping somebody. Like, it has very much been drilled in my head the consequences of every fucking damaging thing that you can do.
But
And I am
you
still
know
alive,
that.
and I have never really committed any real crimes.
Yeah, I guess in my mind, I'm thinking like everyone knows that. Like everybody knows that you have consequences to these things, and that there is a chance that you'll get caught doing whatever it is that you're doing, and then you will have to face those consequences. But some people do it anyways because they want to, and it's just like how, like, I feel like in my mind, you either want to do the crime or you don't want to do the crime when it comes to like stuff like that. When it comes to like stealing, that one gets a little for me, because that's a classism thing. That's poverty a lot of the time. But
No, it's a crime.
oh yeah, it's a crime. But I'm saying it's
not
based
right
on.
either.
I'm saying it's not based on like whether or not you want to or don't want to. Sometimes it's if I don't, then my family dies from starvation, and then that makes it a little difficult to make a I want to do this versus like I feel like I have to do this kind of situation. To me, I'm saying like the violent crimes. Your violent crimes. You either want to do a violent crime or you don't want to do a violent crime.
Yeah, well, you do the best you can to
But how do you?
to cram morals down your children's throats.
But how do you? I don't know. I mean, I'm a parent, so I guess I do it. But like, how do you know that you're actually doing it? How do you know that you're actually teaching them morals?
When you're on your deathbed and none of your children have ended up in prison.
Right, but you don't know that until it's like you're on your deathbed.
No, you can never really know.
Right, that's scary. I don't like that.
It's a guessing game, man. We're all learning as we go.
Right, it feels gross. I don't like it.
Well, it helps that I am raising the perfect child. At least at least the first one.
Right.
Christian's gonna be just fine.
He's perfect.
He's pretty perfect.
Mm.
Problem is,
my first one is too, pretty much.
His teacher said he was perfect and that he's a great kid, and I'm like, yeah, that's all good and well, but you know, he's still only 11. I was pretty perfect until I turned about 14 too.
Yeah.
So
we'll check in 3 years.
He's got time to become a fuck up. But even for the most part, even after all the retarded shit I did as a teenager, I may not be perfect, but I turned out pretty fucking good compared to how I could have.
I think that about myself too.
Yeah, like we could have done worse.
We could have done way worse.
I did a really good job at making sure that you turned out okay.
Oh yeah?
It wasn't
you
your
worked
mom,
on that one?
It was me.
I think that was me.
No,
I take credit on that, actually.
Well, don't worry. When you're not around, I take credit for it, so.
Alright, that's fine. If I'm not around, you can take credit.
Mm-hmm. I just tell people I'm your dad.
And then you take your hat off and they believe you.
Yeah. Give it another 2 years or so. I'm going to be gray in the beard, and I'm really going to be able to pull it off.
Oh my god, Ryan's already gray in the beard.
Dude, I think the only thing that could actually make me more attractive is if I could grow gray like right here. Get like this gray.
That's where Ryan's growing his gray.
Yeah, it looks good like that way. So
you're actually Ryan, come here a minute.
Come here, show me your face.
You're not gonna be able to see. It's too dark.
It's fine. You'll be able to see.
It's too dark.
Come here. I have to go pee anyways. You can take my spot for a second.
Yeah, come over here. Take your clothes off, kid.
I can't hear you.
It's too warm.
He said, come over here. Take your clothes off, kid.
It's too warm over here.
Bring your blankie. I don't care.
I said take your clothes off. It's all right.
Oh, you don't listen.
Well, he can't hear me.
No, I mean to me. I'm telling him.
That's
he
okay.
don't. I'm telling him, come over here. He don't listen to me.
Just take
he does
the computer
whatever
with
he
you.
wants to do. He don't. There's not enough light over there.
Just take the computer with you while you go pee.
No, I mean I could. There's a lot of components with it that I can't bring with me. That's the problem.
We gotta get you some like 20-foot extensions so you can just carry the microphone and the headphones with you.
It's just, all right, guys, time to go pray.
Yeah, exactly. You can just carry it the whole way around the house with you.
Wouldn't that be perfect, though?
We'll get you a webcam so you can just switch it.
Just
You
a little
can-
GoPro.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
Be pretty
Beautiful.
genius.
I mean, that's just top-notch technology right there. I'm gonna go pee, so I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
5 minutes later.
I decided to turn the big light on, and I'm tangled. Uh-oh. That's okay. Let's do this. And we're gonna go with it, Ryan. Oops. We have too many items. Well, I'm attached. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Show us your beard. You gotta come closer. I can't pull it any closer.
Oh, okay.
No, the front. Let me
The
see
front?
the front. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
got
can
some
actually.
green.
I can see a little gray there. Nice.
Do you have a lighter?
I do have a lighter. Hold on.
Oh, wait, never mind. I have one too.
Oh, good, because I got too many things attached to me.
All right. We don't have to hang up, but I'm going to stop the recording part because we're at an hour and 10.
What?
We can stay on. I just have to stop the recording.
Oh, what if I say something funny?
Well, you know, you can just reenact it next week.
Oh.
That's
You
it
know
for
what
this
we were
week's-
supposed to record?
What?
My cricket story.
Cricket.
Yeah.
What's the cricket again?
Let's pause and record that.
All right, go ahead and record. Oh, yeah, just do it right now.
Okay. All right. So.
And then we'll shut it down.
All right. So, I broke my leg a few years ago.
That cricket story.
Yes.
Right.
I broke my leg a few years ago. Now let me just set the scene for you. It is the weekend before my birthday. It was 2 days before my birthday. Okay.
I'm gonna go check on Oliver. I've heard the story though, so just keep going.
Okay. So it is 1 day before my birthday. I like the night before 1 day before my birthday. So it's like midnight. I had a cricket in my house for about 3 days at this point, and it was driving me crazy. So I go into the kitchen, and it's like 2 a.m, and I see him. He is sitting by my stove, and for up until this point, every time I tried to stomp on him, he'd jump away. So I thought, this time I'm gonna get this motherfucker. So I'm gonna spray him until he's drowned. I'm drowning my cricket, right? Because if you drown it, it can't jump at you. Problem is that's not true. So there I am, drowning my cricket, and he jumps directly at me, eyeball to eyeball, with this cricket. And I do the most girly thing possible, and I squeal and go to run away. And when I did, I slid in the bug spray, thus wiping out on my kitchen floor and landing smack dab on my own leg. And as I was laying there in agony, I thought, oh my God, I just broke my leg. But you know,
My leg!
Well, you know, I was just like, you just broke your leg. Like, that was the thought, right? Like, oh my God, I just broke my leg. And then the little voice in the back said, no, that's not how you break a leg. You can't break a leg like that. And I was like, yeah, you're right. You can't break a leg like that. And so I'm laying there and I look over. And right there beside me is my cricket. And he goes, one last kick.
Jesus
And
Christ.
dead. And I look at him and I thought, ha, got him.
Totally worth it.
And then I called for Ryan, and Ryan looked at me, and there I was, about 40 pounds heavier than I am now. And he said, I can't pick you up. You're gonna have to get yourself to the couch. So I scooped myself to the couch, lift myself up, and I had to convince him to take me to the ER because he thought I should just sleep it off.
Jesus
He
Christ.
was convinced that I had just sprained my ankle.
Nice.
We get to the ER, and I'm waiting for like 3-4 hours. About 2 hours in, Ryan says, I have work in the morning. They're just going to wrap you up and send you home. So I'm going to go home and go to sleep, and I'll pick you up at 6. So he leaves me there. They bring me in to like check me out or whatever. Gave me Tylenol and an ice pack. That was it. They gave me a Tylenol and an ice pack.
Jesus.
Then a man named Vinny,
A man named Vinny.
who is a doctor in training,
Jesus.
comes in, looks like a Vinny, introduces himself to me as Vinny, then grabs my leg, puts it against his chest, puts my foot against his chest like this, and then just, boom, walks into me,
Jesus.
thus setting my leg with nothing but Tylenol and an ice pack.
Ooh.
Yep. Then
I'd have told Vinny to go fuck himself.
I was like, I cannot even begin to deal with the situation at hand. And I learned from my mom that you be nice to all the people that are there because they're the ones that are going to take care of you. And if you're not nice to them, they will not take care of you. Well, that didn't do me so well because if I had been a little more, I would have had some pain meds in my system before they did that.
Yeah.
But whatever. And then they're like, okay, well, they get these x-rays or whatever, what it all looks like. They take like an ultrasound machine out. They're looking at it on an ultrasound machine. And this man named Vinny takes a needle with a hole about that big, jams it into my ankle,
Jesus.
right between the bones, and then goes right like that, and he's injecting lidocaine all around, just while it's still in my leg, while it's still there, reaching it all around like this. I'm like, I was in so much fucking pain. And then
Jesus Christ.
yeah, and then they're like, okay, well, now we have to like basically reset it now that we can see it, right? Because that first one was just to like wrap it up for a minute, which what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
But okay. And so now they're gonna like set it for real. So he grabs my leg and he's reaching it around, and it hurts like a fucking son of a bitch. My leg was swollen like that, like my ankle was like this fucking big, no lie. And as he's like starting to get it, like he's like almost got it set, he's about to start wrapping it with like this like harder material or whatever. My nurse comes running in and she goes, I just got your morphine approved.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, it's a little late now.
Yeah, what the fuck?
She's like, I can see that.
Holy shit.
So they do all that. And then a doctor comes in and says, oh, by the way, that's not going to do it for you. You have to have a surgery. All the while, I'm telling everyone the story because they all want to know how I did this.
Jesus.
How'd you break your leg? How'd you break your leg? Each time I'm telling them the cricket story, and each time they're dead. They're gone. They've left their bodies. This is the funniest story they've ever heard.
Jesus
So
Christ.
I get into the operating room, and my anesthesiologist was a cool dude, and he's talking to me about what's going to happen or whatever. And he goes, so how'd you break it? And I told him I was killing a cricket and I slid in bug spray.
Oh my God.
And he starts dying laughing, looks over at his assistant and says, you did say bug spray. And she goes, yeah, I did.
Jesus Christ.
He said, I thought I just heard her wrong.
What the fuck?
So then they do my surgery. I still to this day have a plate and 6 screws on the outside of my leg
Nice.
and 2 long screws that do like a V formation through my ankle bone.
Oh my god.
Yeah, fun time. But I wake up and it's my birthday. I wake up on my birthday
Nice.
from surgery. And while I was in surgery, my airway collapsed. So they had to intubate me, which means they have to give you this muscle relaxer that like basically rebounds so hard it feels like every muscle in your body has just been worked so hard that it just will not do its job anymore.
Jesus
So
Christ.
yeah, it felt like I couldn't lift myself up. I couldn't do anything. Like all my muscles just were like, no, we don't do anything anymore. But
Fuck.
they also still have to shove that tube down your throat. So my throat is sore and scratchy and everything hurts. And I wake up
Hate it
and
when that happens.
and I'm bawling. I'm just non-stop bawling, and my nurse is there. But I will tell you that I still remember what my mother taught me, because she's feeding me ice chips because my throat hurts so bad.
Yeah.
And each time she puts a little ice chip in, thank you. And then she gives a little more. Thank you. A little more ice chip. Thank you. Every
That is
fucking time.
That is our opening clip right there. Thank you.
And then she goes, she has to ask me the date, right?
Yep.
Or my day of birth or whatever. You know, they have to be like, oh, well, you know, what's your last name and your day of birth? And so all the rest of my time in this place, they're asking me my last name and my date of birth. And I'm saying my last name and then 9/10/93, right? And they stop me and they say, no, not the date, your date of birth. And I say, yeah, no.
Oh, was it your birthday?
I told you, I woke up from surgery on my birthday.
Oh, okay.
So, like, literally every time that I had to explain to them, no, I know.
Jesus Christ.
It's also my birthday. And each time I had to look at their face fall and go, oh,
I'm sorry.
well, happy birthday.
Jesus Christ.
It was atrocious, but I will say that my mom taught me well, because by being so nice to that nurse and thanking her for every fucking ice chip that she gave me, she felt so bad for me that the following day, like, because it was like 2 a.m. when I wake up from surgery, you know, so it's my birthday, but like just barely.
Yeah.
And so the following day, she comes back from her shift, like she comes back to work to bring me a balloon and a little thing of cake.
Nice.
So I did learn how to manipulate people, I guess. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
She passed me off to this other nurse or whatever after, like, because after surgery you go to like a recovery unit or whatever, but then after that you have to go to like basically the ICU to recover from surgery. Well, when they like dog. So they then have to deliver me over there. Well, when she delivered me over there, she told the nurse that it was my birthday and they needed to be nice to me.
Nice.
And that poor man, I know he felt bad because they didn't do what they were supposed to do in my surgery. So what they were supposed to do is give you a nerve blocker, because whenever they do surgery like that, they're moving your nerves around, like where that bar, like that plate and those screws are. My nerves are over that.
Yeah.
So they have to like move stuff. And when they do, it can like fuck it up real bad. So the whole time my leg feels like it's on fucking fire.
Jesus.
Like I feel like I'm dying, I'm bawling, and you know, I'm so afraid every time I ever go to the doctor that they think I'm just drug seeking.
Yes.
I try to power through all the pain, you know, but I'm in so much fucking pain. I'm just sobbing like nonstop. Like, and I'm like calling my nurse in, and you know, I'm trying to be nice and try not to call him all the time, but I'll call him and say how long until I can have my pain meds. And he would be like, you still have like 3 more hours. And I'm like, I can't do 3 more hours. And I felt so bad because here I am in like excruciating pain. I should be feeling bad because I'm in excruciating pain. But I'm feeling bad because I just keep calling this man who can't do anything for me. And he's like, I can't do anything for you. And I'm like, why? And it's all because they didn't give me a stupid fucking nerve blocker. Well, he was like, no, this will not fly. So he set it up. They would give me one in the morning. So 8, 9 in the morning, after an entire night of feeling like I'm dying, they come to get me. And it's my same anesthesiologist from before. And he's like, here's my trainee who's going to be giving you your nerve blocker. I want you to know that the biggest thing I learned out of this entire event is that you can and should say no to trainees.
I always do.
My little people pleaser brain is like, well, they have to learn somehow.
Yeah, unless it's like a doctor's office where it's not going to really affect anything, I always say no thanks.
Well, they didn't offer either, so that's probably part of it.
I'd have told them to go fuck themselves.
So, but he's trying to distract me because they can't do anything to numb the nerve pain until they give you the nerve blocker. Yeah. And what they're doing is shoving a needle into your nerve bunches.
Yeah.
So it's high anxiety and high pain. So, like, he's trying to keep me distracted or whatever. But this man is just shoving a needle into my nerve bunches.
Yeah.
It was horrible. But he was telling me a story about how he did, like, Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah.
And he had a roommate, and they were... I don't know where they were. I can't remember, but somewhere where there was huntsman spiders.
Jesus.
You know those giant fuckers?
Yeah.
And he told me they used to keep a can of bug spray and a 2x4.
Jesus.
To handle them.
Holy
and I was like, oh my God. And he tells me that he is headed home and his roommate comes out of their apartment or whatever and says, hey, by the way, there's a huntsman spider in there.
Holy shit.
So we're going to have to take care of that. Like, that's got to get taken care of or whatever. And so he's like, fuck, all right. So he goes in knowing this is the situation. Grabs his can of bug spray, grabs his 2x4. He said he saw the spider. He went, shh. And of course, it jumps at him.
Yeah.
And he just swings like a bat.
Nice.
Hits it. He said it made a thwack. Like, it made a sound. It made an audible sound. And then just bug guts.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Ew.
And then, you know, everyone's getting in on it because they're all like, oh, this is the bug girl now, right? I don't want to be that. That's not me. I never signed up for this gig, okay?
Yeah.
And one of my nurses says, oh, well, you know, I'm from the Philippines. And she said, we have like big cockroaches over there. And I was like, oh my God, that's horrible. Just that in itself is gross, right? Yeah. And she goes, but it also gets hot enough in the Philippines that those cockroaches fly.
Ew.
And I was like, I think you're just unleashed a new nightmare. Like,
yeah, that's disgusting.
I think I just found a new fear.
It's bad enough when they can crawl at you, let alone fly at you.
Right.
New York City doesn't even know what they're in for if it gets too hot there.
Oh, I know. And I think it has actually, though.
It could actually, like, become a war between cockroaches and people.
You know what's funny is York is probably, like, and I don't say probably, I should say 100% is one of the highest cockroach populations that we have in the area.
Oh, I said New York, but yeah.
I'm saying York, though, like, even just York, because, like, Like Lancaster doesn't have that. Like any of the cities around me, it's not like that. But like when I lived in York, I remember going out at night the first time I ever like in the first few months that I lived there during the summer, right? It was like my first summer there. And I walked out in flip flops and immediately had to turn around and go get sneakers on because the ground is just covered in cockroaches. You're walking and crunching and walking and crunching.
Jesus.
Yeah, it is horrifying.
That's
I've
fucking
never
gross.
seen that many cockroaches before or after in my life.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. If you lived on a bottom floor apartment in York, like you had cockroaches, there was no getting out of it.
Ew.
That's part of why I like that we lived in an upper floor.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get off here, didn't you used to like make and sell like hippie shit?
What do you consider hippie shit?
Whatever that hippie shit you were making on your crafts table. I don't remember what it was. I just remember you making stuff and posting it on Instagram. Resin shit, maybe?
Oh, yeah, I used to make resin stuff.
Okay, well, if we're gonna do this, maybe you should, like, keep making your hippie shit and make a little store so you can pimp it every time we do an episode. Maybe you could sell some stuff.
I mean, I don't really do resin anymore, but I do crochet.
Alright, well, people like gay shit like that. They just would have to have a place to buy it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I had an Etsy store, but Etsy sucks nowadays.
Yeah. Well, if you want, I could put a little shop on the website as long as, you let me break off a piece.
Oh, hey, I mean, people don't buy the shit, so
They might eventually.
you never know, I guess. I don't make anything that's like, I don't know. I'm not very good.
Well, it's called practice.
I've been practicing for years. I know how. I know how to make stuff. I'm just not good at like sticking to one thing and finishing it. That's just my ADHD brain.
Yeah.
I start a lot of things. Like, let's see, what did I start? I have like a little bin here. I think, like, look, I made this. What is it? I don't know.
I
What
mean,
is it? I don't know. What would you use it for? I don't know.
I
I don't know.
mean,
It's not
I
done.
would imagine you would use it for like a hot pad.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could.
Yeah. Or like, what are those things that you like put your hot dishes on a table? I don't know
Like
what that's called.
a hot pad or like a tablecloth.
No, it's not a tablecloth. I don't know. Some gay shit. Doily. I don't know.
I mean, I don't do doilies. Doilies are that real fine crochet shit
Is that what that
that your
is?
grandma has, like that, like a lacy shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's gay regardless. Alright, well, coming soon, Bree's fucking gay crochet shop.
my gay crochet, I like it.
But, if you guys are looking for something to do, all of our books are currently free on our website, outlawzstudios.com/shop. So go check that out. And until then,
Christmas is coming, bros.
go fuck yourselves.